Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're reviewing Violeta's rigging reel from a professional point of view. I'm going to talk about what's working and what I think could be improved. So let's go through it first and then I'll give some critique afterwards. That's really cool stuff, Violeta. You have lots of great variety in here. You got some wing rigging, you got this cool spider rig you've done with a cool setup, quadruped rigging. You've done some UI stuff, some scripting, the game exporter scripts. You have a biped here. So a lot of great stuff in here. So straight away, like great diversity in your reel. And I think it tells me a lot about you as a rigger. You've done a lot of different things and you're not afraid to try new things as well, learn different skills. So that's awesome. And yeah, great track as well. I like the track, and the whole reel is under 2 minutes, which is also a great thing. But let's just go back to the start. We'll go through it. I think straight away the opening credits isn't doing it for me too much compared to the rest of your reel. I think just keep it professional, you know, don't worry about the animation or anything like that. Just keep it static and show me the main things in a very simple font, you know, like rigging reel, your name, and then your email beneath. I think that's all you need. And it's just going to really set the tone for the rest of the reel. Keep it really professional. I like this cat guy a lot, but I'm probably not going to sit and watch for 30 seconds you posing the controls. And it's also quite a bit mind-boggling with the things that are going on right now. I can't really focus on one thing at a time. So I think what would be better in this situation, if you can, is to get like a 5-second animation that has the cat enter the screen or does something cool to really grab my attention. And then on the last frame of that animation, then you can stop at that frame and go over a few things in the rig that you're really proud of and talk about those things. I think that would capture the recruiter's attention a lot better than having, 30 seconds of you posing the character. So just something to think about. The face rig right now feels a bit busy. I like that you have different colors per side, but I feel like right now all the circles are making it hard for me to understand what's going on. I'd say reference, your other bipedal rig, other professional face rigs, just to understand what different types of shapes you should be using around the face, like, for example, spheres for the lips and cubes and squares for the brows and stuff like that. So just breaking it out so it's a bit more accessible and professional, I think would go a long way over just having, the same shape all across the face. It just feels a bit busy right now. And also show me the edges on the face. I want to see how things are deforming as they move around. Great pose. I like the pose. And I think this is very clean deformation as well. Topology is great to start with, but you've also really pushed the cat pose here, and I think the scaling looks great, so good job. This spider guy is so cool. Love it so much. Got some great stuff going on here. And honestly, this is one of the things I feel like a recruiter would really know what's going on under the hood. They would ask you about this. So if you could really go deep into this, that would be amazing. Show off like the graph editor. If you have, you know, like 10 nodes doing this setup, put it into the reel, you know, be able to talk about that in an interview. Because a lot of the time when I'm asking people how they do some cool setup in their rig, they either forget how they've done it, or they're not comfortable with how they've made it, or it's been too long, you know. So it's also like a memory jogger for you. If you have the setup in your reel, you can quickly reference it and understand how you put something together. Because I'd love to be able to talk about this with you for a long time, how you put this guy together. So just think about how things could play out in an interview as well, you know. Give as much information, give more than enough information if you feel like you need to explain something and something is interesting enough that people would want to ask you more about it. So definitely add in like things like the node network here. This is sweet. Good stuff. Also good stuff is this guy. Love some wing rigging. I don't see it enough in reels actually. If you're going to fold rigs like this though, definitely go into the whole fold position, because in production when we rig birds, for the most part animators are going to want to go into that completely collapsed position. So just showing me that you understand how that looks and how that would form around the dragon, I think would go a long way as well. This is cool. For the most part, you don't have to move around FK controls more than twice. I understand that you know how FK moves, so just keep to the more interesting parts of it. That'd be better, I think. Curl is cool. Love these things. Wavelength, amplitude. This is the stuff. This is really applicable to how an animator would actually use this wing as well. So thinking like an animator in your rigging reel goes a long way as well. It's all about, you know, that's a skill that you learn over time, but understanding how an animator thinks, I think is going to put you in good stead. So these are really cool. I mean, if you have a curve there you can show off to me or something, the dynamic setting, I'd love to see what is dynamic in particular. If you have like joins riding along a curve or something, definitely show that off. This section doesn't do too much for me with the spikes. I'd say for the most part in a production, you would probably just skin the spikes to the same influences as the back. You know, you wouldn't have controls for each of these spikes because it'd probably slow down the rig a bit as well. So unless you have like a cool twisting of the back animation or something to show off how these spikes are connected, I probably wouldn't have this part in here. It just doesn't add too much for me. I do like this guy. I love the fact that you've got a UI here. Tell me if you've made this UI as well from scratch, if you've used PyQt or something. I love being able to talk about UIs with riggers. And the fact that you code with Python as well. If you have any code snippets, you can show me as well. Like the spider guy, you know, go into a bit more detail so I can see the inner workings of how you've constructed some part of this. It's all a bit fast right now, unfortunately. I don't feel like I'm keeping up with everything that's going on. It's a bit busy. And I'm probably not going to spend the time as a recruiter going through all this information you have here under Create Hierarchy. If you can condense this in any way, this system that you're showing off to me, this workflow, I think that would be awesome. And just a lot less guesswork for me as well. Just talk about the main things you're going through. Create custom hierarchy, save and load files. Go. Yeah, this is cool stuff though. It just feels a bit fast and busy for me. Cool animation. I don't think I need to see another foot rig, honestly. I see so many foot rigs in rigging reels. Show me the face or something else interesting about this character. If the braids are dynamic, you know, show me that. Just something interesting that I don't see in too many reels. my eyes glaze when I see another reverse foot rig or something like that. So as interesting as you can make it, I would definitely recommend doing that. Show me off the face rig, honestly. I'd love to see her face rig if if you have like a blend of, you know, if you have blend shapes for the mouth or a mix of joints for the brows or interesting things like that on the face, definitely show off that to me. Just face rigs are such a big part of the rigging pipeline in feature animation. So showing me that you understand in detail how you construct a bipedal face rig, I think that would be awesome. So just something to think about. Yeah, I love seeing it in game as well. That's really cool. Maybe show me the joints as well. I'd love to see like the basic joint structure you have here and how that's replicating in the game scene. Yeah, honestly, overall, Violeta, there's some great stuff in here. It just shows me how much range you have as a rigger already before you've even hit the industry. So I'd say just keep at it. I think you have all the components here. I just think now you have to optimize it and elevate it to the next level. So yeah, hopefully that was informative. And definitely message me when you have a new version of your reel. I'd love to check it out. And yeah, anyone else who wants their reel reviewed, there's a little form in the comments you can fill out. Also, let me know if you want to join a little private rigging group where we'll go over reels on a more regular basis. You know, like you make changes to your reel and then I'll review it again. It'll be an ongoing rotation thing. So if you're interested in that, also let me know in the comments. Cool. See you guys.